The restaurant had a pickup window, and we've had as many as 20 cars backed up at this window.
The reason for the drive-through system with the speaker in the menu would be for speed.
We wanted to see how it would function and see if it's going to speed up the drive-through process without losing that personal touch of like talking to the customers and that type of thing.
We have, of course, we have a drive-through. Problem is, those Ray's drive-through, at least while I've known it, was never really known for speed. You'd come up to the window, place your order, probably wait at the window for 5 to 10 minutes, get your food and go. When you're running a window for coffee, you know, for people to come by in the morning and get a cup of coffee before they get to work, that's not really going to cut it.
We want to do everything we can to speed that up because we're paranoid about it. The last thing we want is for this thing to really start taking off and people develop the attitude that you can't go there, I don't have time. They're always too busy, it's always too slammed.
Our lines have gotten a lot more busy drive-through wise, so we wanted to try and speed it up by adding that, because that will make it so that they're making 2 people's orders while they're waiting in line.
Because a lot of people ask for menus when they pull up to the drive-thru, like, I don't know what you guys have, I've heard about it, could you get me a menu? And it just makes us more professional.
And I think the main reason is just to try to keep everything moving smoothly and quickly, and I think that will definitely help us be more efficient.
So we want to do everything we can to speed that up. By putting that buffer in, we got a 2-car buffer, 3-car, including the one at the drive-thru. That gives us enough time to where we really feel we can fulfill most orders within 1 minute. So if, as far as coffee orders, as far as some of the food orders, what we plan to do that with them is just pull them forward and we'll get it out to them as quick as we can. But if you come and you see 10 cars in the line, we want people to expect to be there less than 10 minutes. A lot of the cool features and the facts about the drive-thru, the sign and stuff, we made that from scratch. Cassie and I did that. So proud of Cassie and Kendra. They did all the cutting for that, which again, you hear that from me all the time, but that's a big deal. It takes so much time out of my day that I can go do other CEO stuff and stuff like that with the other brands.
Well, it's pretty much your basic drive-through sign. It's just making it yourself is just a little bit more complicated, because we originally just started with a flat sheet of aluminum. So we had to make 2 boxes for that and then a frame to put those in, which was super complicated because you have to get them to fit just right. Can't be too loose, too tight.
So it has lots of LED lights so you can see it at night, and then it has a programmable switch so we can turn it on and off like with an online tool. That way you don't have to go out there and turn it on and off manually.
When you see the drive-through sign especially, that's not something we bought. We built that 100% from scratch. The boxes came out of a flat 4x8 sheet of aluminum, and the frame and everything was just tubing that we cut, welded together, built. We put the base in the ground, put the foundation in for it, all that. We wired it.
What good's a menu sitting out there if you can't talk to the people inside so you can take your order? So you have this column there before the menu that'll have your speaker and your microphone in it, so you can communicate with the people at the window so you can get your order placed.
We built the speaker box from the ground up, and again wired all that.
We decided that we wanted to try and go the used route with the drive-through system, because it's just like super expensive to buy it all new. But we got all of our speaker parts and everything in, and he wanted to set it up before we actually installed it.
The intercom system now, again, it's kind of my wheelhouse. I love electronics and gadgets and things like that, and I'm always one that figures them out, and I'm fine with that.
We had gotten our headsets in, and apparently the headsets have the exact same model number as this other football stadium headsets that the coaches use. So we ended up getting the wrong headsets, so we sent them back, got new ones.
We tried to order stuff 3 or 4 times. I finally think we got all the right stuff for it. I made some mistakes.
And when we went to install it, we found out that you had to have a passcode to get into the brain type sort of the system.
And then we finally get it all in, we go to put it in, and there's one setting that I can't get to without an installer code. All this stuff that just irritated me.
No! You guys need to teach me how to do that Buddha stuff.
So it didn't work out too well, and so Dad was super frustrated with it.
It was an absolute nightmare. We went ahead and made the decision to can the used stuff and go with new. Went with a really nice system that I think they're really gonna like. but it's delaying everything. So I won't have that until a few days from now. Really, the family really pulled together on the drive-thru.
My role was not super huge in that one. My biggest role was getting the menu actually put together and having everything that we offer fit on that drive-thru menu without it looking too overwhelming and still be able to read it. So my job was more so the design aspect. So I got everything designed, and then of course I got to actually put together the signage for it.
No, he put a lot of work into it. I haven't done a whole lot with that, but Cassie and Dad probably have been working on it during the week. And we've been Quentin and Dad probably took a few weekends doing the install work and stuff like that, trying not to interrupt customers too much. But between that, I think they probably have a good couple weekends. And Cassie and Dad put a lot of time in the week on it that we don't know about, but they do a lot of stuff for that.
I'm more so the go-getter person for either Dad or Quentin, depending on who's got the helper and doesn't got a helper. And I was with Quentin that one day, and we were pulling wire through the attic. But he was doing most of that. I was more so just feeding it to him.
So my role, pretty much from start to finish, I didn't construct anything on the menu, on the box and stuff. That's all Shane's area, and then Cassie helps him with that. As far as the menu itself, pretty much the only time I touched it was during the paint. Generally, when anything needs to be painted, I'm the one to paint it. So I painted the pieces that'll go into the drive-thru.
Quentin was an absolute trooper. Carried a lot of the weight for me on some of the really nasty stuff, cutting the cement.
The concrete work that was done for it, I did. So essentially, you have 2 pipes coming out of the wall there behind the sign, and they have to be ran underneath the sidewalk. Then they have to snake over to the drive-thru menu, and then you have to have another pipe that snakes over to the speaker. And so we had to dig the trench for those pipes, and I had to cut probably about an 8-inch section out of the sidewalk to run those pipes underneath the sidewalk. We also dug the form for the menu sign, and then the form for the speaker box as well.
Just getting it ready to pour and run the pipes, we had to cut and put in the vehicle detector, and which is, again, literally cutting the asphalt up, putting pipe down in the ground, covering it up, patching it. Much easier to do from new when you're installing that in an existing place. Again, did all of it ourselves, and first time, and I'm really proud of the team that pulled together really good on the drive-thru.
He's got a lot of custom work into it. I think it turned out really cool. Like, it looks brand spanking new, like you bought it from the store. Like, it looks really good, and I think it turned out really cool.
Long story short, we ended up waiting about a month and a half to get this stupid headset and the intercom portion of the drive-thru working. Good news is we got it in, we got it done. It works great. It's very clear, and Mandy's doing a great job with the team up there at BW Deli and Grill of working out the procedures to speed it up. I haven't heard much from our customers. Love to hear from you guys. I hope it's better. That was our plan. It's very important that it doesn't disrupt the relationships. I know you guys like talking to the girls and the baristas and all that, and they enjoy you as well. But what it does do is it just gives us about a 2-car, 3-car head start on preparing some of the food and stuff that takes a little bit longer, so that we can speed up the whole process of getting you through the drive-thru.